2 people were injured in an accident Tuesday morning in Geary County. The accident occurred just after 10:30 a.m. on K57 at the K244 intersection 2 miles north of Junction City when a 2012 Ford F-150 was traveling northbound on 57 and failed to yield the right-of-way to a 2022 Ford F-150. The driver of the 2012 F-150, LaShonda Molise Smith, 29 of Wichita Falls, was transported to Stormont Vale for a possible injury after she complained of pain. Johnny Gibson, 42 of Enterprise, was also transported to Stormont Vale for a possible injury. There were 2 small children in Smith's vehicle, but they were reportedly fine, according to the KHP crash log. Smith and Gibson's statuses are unknown at this time. Manhattan City Commissioners are split on potential Sunset and Sunrise Cemetery upgrades that are estimated at over $10 million. Commissioners on Tuesday, minus Mayor Susan Adamczyk, who was absent from the meeting, unanimously approved design-build requests for proposals. This doesn't approve the $10 million in improvements, however, but instead starts the process of submitting requests for the project that will be returned back to commissioners in the coming months. Commissioner John Motta supports the improvements and also believes major cutbacks may be needed.
Well, I think we have to take a really hard look of where we are as far as we have any debt coming off to help offset these payments. How are we going to make up for the $2 million that we took out? Just like we do the regular budget, it's this priority over that priority. And while I think this is a real big priority, is there something we can say we're not going to do because we're going to do this instead?
Some of the proposed upgrades to Sunrise Cemetery include the construction of a new shop and office, renovating the existing shop, and fencing the maintenance yard. Over at Sunset, upgrades could include building a new joint maintenance shop with Sunset Zoo, reconstructing cemetery roads, improving accessible sidewalks at the entry and carriage house, and making repairs to the memorial arc. If approved, the project should take approximately 1 year to complete, with construction tentatively scheduled to begin next summer. Proposals for the cemetery projects are due on November 4th. Colonel Gerald Nunziato, Fort Riley Garrison Commander, and members of the Garrison Command Team will join volunteers with the Friends of the Fort Riley Museums today to make apple pies for the Fall Apple Day Festival. Each year, hundreds of apple pies are made by volunteers as part of the festival. Money raised through the sale of the pies will be used by the Friends of the Fort Riley Museums to support Fort Riley Museum programs and historical preservation. Slices of baked pies will be available for purchase this Saturday, October 5th. Other activities at the Fort Riley Fall Apple Day Festival include military technology and capabilities demonstrations, equipment displays, hands-on activities, live performances, historical reenactments, and food and beverage concessions. Flint Hills Addabus unveiled an expansion of its facility on Tuesday, as well as their new wraps for their buses. Executive Director Ann Smith detailed the expansion further.
So what we've done is we've been able to expand our parking lot for more bus parking, and then we've added 3 new office spaces, and we've also done some security and safety upgrades, and we've done some work on the interior of the whole building just to give it a good refresh.
Smith says this expansion will greatly impact the Flint Hills.
It will benefit the community because it will allow us to continue to grow and create more service opportunities for the people who use public transportation.
The project cost over $1 million to complete. Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce officials, as well as government officials from across Riley, Potawatomi, and Geary counties were in attendance for Tuesday's ribbon cutting. More on the day's headlines can be found at our website, newsradiokman.com and themercury.com.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. Bobby Witt Jr. showed why he's one of the game's biggest young stars as he brought in the only run with a single Tuesday in back of 6 terrific innings from another playoff first-timer, Cole Reagans. The Royals returned from a 9-year postseason absence, began with a 1-0 victory over the Orioles in Game 1 of the AL Wildcard Series. Witt bounced a ball through the infield, a first-pitch cutter from Cy Young Award winner Corbin Burns with 2 outs in the 6th. Michael Garcia came around to score. The Orioles put men at the corners in the 5th, but Reagans was able to strike out James McCann and last year's AL Rookie of the Year, Gunnar Henderson. That was part of a day that saw him allow just 4 hits while striking out 8. The Royals can end the best-of-3 set and advance to an AL Division Series against the Yankees by winning Game 2 in Baltimore this afternoon. Game time is just after 3:30. Coverage on News Radio KMAN gets underway at 3. The week off for K-State football may be perfect for Braden Lofton.
That's the hope. We probably won't know till early to mid next week because he won't practice this week, but that's the hope.
Coach Chris Kleiman on the sophomore tight end who was injured in the loss at BYU 2 weekends ago. He has 7 catches for 93 yards and a pair of scores thus far this season. The Cats are off this Saturday before playing back-to-back road games at Colorado and West Virginia. With the off week, there'll be no Chris Kleiman Coaches Show this evening. Gonzaga will become the latest member of the rebuilt Pac-12. The conference and school announced on Tuesday, ending several years of conversations with leagues as the Zags tried to capitalize on their basketball success and recognizable brand. The school will move from the West Coast Conference. The Mountain West moved quickly to secure its future by adding UTEP. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.